So fast forward a little bit and things just started to get worse and worse with the way that they were looking and the way that they were feeling.
You came right in, took my heart, and shook my world around.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Stella the Light. Before I get started, I just wanted to talk about the sponsor of this video, Premium Jane. Premium Jane is a CBD company based in Arizona, and they're working really hard to educate people on the benefits of CBD. Every one of their CBD products is put through rigorous testing, and all of their labs are posted up on their website for the public to see. They are just a truly honest and open company. Sadly, there's a lot of companies that will try to trick you by selling you diluted products or products that contain harsh chemicals, or even fake CBD companies. There isn't a lot of protocol that companies have to follow so far on CBD, so it's really a good idea just to make sure that you are buying from a company that has their labs and testing posted out in the open for you to see. I have been using their eucalyptus CBD topical for my scars, the scars that were cut open to begin with to get the implants in, and then they had to reopen these same incisions. So afterwards they were raised and bumpy and just really not looking too pretty. So after a few months of using this consistently, every day I massage my scars that are right underneath here. The scars are now flat and they're almost the same color as my skin, thank God. Not that I think there's really anything wrong with having scars, but it's definitely a plus to see that mine have healed up so well. If you're interested, you can read more about Premium Jane and their full line of CBD products by clicking the link down in my description, and you can also use the code STELLA for 20% off your order. All right, let's get into this video. So in this video, I'm going to go over basically my full journey with getting implants in and getting them taken out. I want to keep it pretty simple and organized, but I do want to share this story with you guys, as it was one of the hardest journeys that I've actually been on. And I really don't want any other woman to have to go through what I have gone through. So I'm just putting this video out there in hopes of helping you guys understand the negatives of, I guess, plastic surgery. And this is not me in any way bullying or shaming anyone who has breast implants or who is interested in plastic surgery and things like that. I just, again, want to share my story so that you guys can kind of understand what I went through, where my beliefs are, and what I actually think life is about now that I have had them in and gotten them removed. So to begin, I want to talk about when I started to realize that I no longer wanted my implants in. It was probably about a year and a half after I had gotten them in. I only had them in for 3 years at the end, but about a year and a half in, I kind of started to feel just uncomfortable about the way they looked. So I was not experiencing anything necessarily health-wise, and I also didn't know anything about the breast implants themselves. I had never done research on anything to do with the silicone or illness or the capsules or anything, so I knew nothing. I simply started to feel a little bit uncomfortable with the way that they looked. My upper body is pretty tiny, and while I now understand that I should have appreciated that, in the moment I wanted big. So anyways, what stemmed all of this was basically I did not like the way that they looked. The implants were, you could see the line, the full circle of the implant. They were just very round looking on my chest, and very slowly I began to just dislike the way I was looking in tops and things like that. I kind of realized like, oh, these really don't look natural at all, and I had to work really hard to make them look natural. I think I did a pretty good job of it, but again, I kept reverting back to, why am I trying to make my fake boobs look natural when I had natural looking boobs before? But anyways, so fast forward a little bit and things just started to get worse and worse with the way that they were looking and the way that they were feeling. I kind of noticed they were feeling tighter on my chest. So then I started doing a little bit of research, and I come to find that, I did not know this, that a capsule is created in your body around the implant to sort of protect your body from the implant, because it is a foreign object, silicone, that is placed inside of your body. So the body's natural instinct is to form this scar tissue around it that they call a capsule. And that's literally what it is. It's a scar tissue capsule. and I could see rippling around the edges. Again, I just started getting more and more uncomfortable, and the more research I did, I learned that within the first 6 months, the silicone begins to break down into your body. I also learned that you have to replace them vicariously through your life, so that would be several surgeries in my lifetime, and I just knew in my heart I wanted them out. Another reason was social media. So on social media, a lot of younger women are following me, and one of the biggest questions that I was getting was, where did you get your implants done? How much did it cost? Et cetera, from, you know, teenagers and young women, young, beautiful women. And I just felt so guilty sort of promoting this. So that was another factor. And then another factor was pregnancy and breastfeeding. I felt uncomfortable with the size of my breast at that time. And I just know from common knowledge that your breasts do get very big when you're pregnant. And with breastfeeding and things like that. And I didn't think that I could mentally handle that when it came around, not to mention the massive amount of stretching. So my breasts were already, or the skin around my breast was already stretched out from the implant, and then it would stretch out more. And I thought, how is my chest going to tolerate this? What is gonna happen? If I do years and years of having an implant in and years of pregnancy and breastfeeding, I don't wanna mess anything up in there. So yeah, basically it was a combination of all of those things. It was my mental health, it was physically, I didn't like the way they looked, it was outside factors of other people asking so many questions, and me feeling like I was impacting them to think that breast implants was a good option. I had a change of heart. I had a really big change of heart. I think that I was very young when I got them in. It was during a time when I was first starting to make money, so I thought, oh, I deserve this, I work really hard, this is the right thing to do. And then as I got older, a couple years, I kind of realized as I was doing my self-growth and my healing and all of that, and I, of course, you guys know I'm a plant-based vegan, so I promote, you know, doing the best possible things you can for your body, and to me, having implants in and promoting that just did not align, and it felt terrible and wrong. And I just knew that if I would just leave them in there, it was a huge mental burden for me as well as a physical one. So again, those are the main reasons why I got them out. If you have any questions about that, about why I got them out, you can leave those down in the comments. Now I want to move on to the removal and complications and healing and things like that. So after the first doctor's appointment that I had, I knew I was going to have them out. I scheduled the appointment, and I think it was about a month later that I went in for surgery. So luckily my capsules were thin because it had only been 3 years. Normally when women get their implants removed, they are really old implants and the capsules are thick and hard and there's all kinds of issues. So luckily I was able to catch that before that happened, as well as not stretch out, I guess, my chest and skin as much as it would have been stretched out if I would have left them in longer. So I think it was really good that I just went for it and did it instead of waiting years and deciding, you know, 5 years from now or something like that. I'm really glad that I just went for it and followed my heart. Now, as far as my capsules go, I had no issues with the right capsule, but the left capsule was causing me some issues. So my doctor did have to go in and sort of alter inside of the left one a little bit, just so that afterwards the healing process would be quicker, and I wouldn't have any built up scar tissue in there that would cause issues down the line, if that makes sense. So I'm not really educated on the actual process of all of this, but I will say that each individual is different, and that goes for a lot of different things in life. We are all very different. So if you do have implants in and you are looking to get yours taken out, talk to your doctor about your capsules and about whether you should get a full capsulectomy, a partial, no capsulectomy at all. It's very different person to person, doctor to doctor. I think maybe you should get a few opinions if you're interested in getting your capsule taken out or not. I think, again, you really need to do your research, really need to talk to professionals about it and get professional opinions based off of your own implants and all the different factors that go into the removal. So I'm gonna read this off of here because, again, like I said, I don't know very much, but what I got done was a partial capsulectomy. It's the surgical removal of scar tissue or capsule that has become thickened and hardened around a breast implant. The capsule is composed of fibroblasts, collagen, and blood vessels and is known as a capsular contracture. Again, like I said, it's just that capsule that is around the implant to kind of protect you from the silicone implant. So that is it, honestly, as far as the surgery goes. Now I will talk about healing and how I healed and if I had any issues afterwards. So my doctor had to go in through the same incision underneath. Everything went really well. It was less painful than when I got the implants in. I got my implants in and it took several months for me to feel back to normal. This took just a couple weeks. I think I felt fine like the next day basically. But you know, of course everything had to heal. It was pretty sore. The way that my chest looked, a lot of people are really interested in that. Like, what did your boobs look like after you got them taken out? They looked sad, I'm not gonna lie. They looked just real sad. That's like a word I want to use for it. Sad. They were bruised. They were very strange looking. My skin was very weird looking. I cried pretty hard because I thought like all these crazy things about myself and you know, but within, I would say within a month, everything went right back to normal from what I remember. They look and feel just about the same as before. I do think that with age, things have changed in general with my chest. So, I mean, I was young, I was 20, I forget even how old I was, 23 when I got them in maybe. So I do think that over the years, my chest had changed, the breast tissue had changed itself. So I would say they probably look different than when I was 23, but not in a bad way, I don't think. I am absolutely over the moon with how everything turned out. Again, like I said, I think it has a lot to do with you as an individual person, your health, and if you take care of yourself. I honestly do think that being plant-based and taking care of myself and healing over the past couple of years has changed so many things physically for my health, and I think included are your breasts. I think your breasts' health is very dependent on how you're eating and how you're taking care of yourself. So that being said, I will go over just a few of the questions that I was asked, and I really would love it if anybody has any specific questions. Please leave them down in the comments and I will answer them to the best of my ability. There was 4 questions that I thought were pretty important, big ones. So, and I covered all the other ones basically, like the scarring's pretty much gone. So the first question is the shape different? Like I said before, I think that my chest has changed with age, just in general. And like I said, not in a bad way. I think that I didn't realize how much I actually liked my chest until now, getting them out, realizing like, wow, I actually really love my body and my chest and everything about it. I think I feel so healthy in myself as a whole that, you know, I don't nitpick tiny things anymore or feel like I need to change things as much. How was the recovery? I guess I covered that one too. Yeah, I did cover that one. The recovery was fairly easy for me. Again, person to person, it will be different. Do you regret getting them entirely? I think this is a great question, and I 100% regret it. Fully and entirely. The money that I wasted, the time that I wasted, I fed bad demons in my head by doing it, like the ones that made me think you do need to change yourself in a drastic way to feel confident. That was a huge thing for me, and I fed that bad thought. I fed that poor thought in my mind, that low self-esteem thought, and spent thousands of dollars on it instead of, you know, implementing some self-work and self-love that I did after I got them in, only to realize I wanted them out and then had to spend more money, more time, more recovery in health to get myself back. So I think I regret it big time, but it was a lesson learned, and I hope that my journey can impact other women's? I'm hoping. I'm really, really hoping that this video will make women second guess getting the implants themselves. Because thinking about the money that I wasted on that, not saying that money is like the end all be all, but I could have spent that money in such a better way. Like, blows my mind actually. And the last question is, can you breastfeed? As far as I know, yes. I talked to my doctor about this and he said that they don't touch anything in the glands there. They don't touch it when they're putting the implant in, nor do they touch it when they're taking it out, or at least the doctor shouldn't have. The doctor prior to this surgery shouldn't have. So they don't really mess with any of that. So as far as I know, yes, I can breastfeed. But I guess we will see when the time comes. I'm hoping that I hit on everything. Again, I know people will have a lot of questions. Please feel free to leave them down in the comments because I will answer them. The main reason that I am making this video is because I don't want any other woman to go through the struggles that I have gone through. I think it's just, it usually occurs, plastic surgery decisions occur in women in their early 20s when they're not thinking about the things that are going to matter to them when they're 30 and 40 and 50, which is family and health and love and happiness and experiencing the world and experiencing life and living life. I think that we as young women are hyper focused on the physical, and I'm not saying that I'm not still struggling with that or I don't still struggle with that. We're all struggling with that, but I just am really hoping that women will see this and realize that you do not have to waste all of that time and energy and money and health, that it won't matter 5 years from now when you're deciding to grow a child in your belly or start a family or you know, live out your passions. You're not going to care about the size of your chest. I think we put importance on such irrelevant things at a young age, and we don't give ourselves time to grow and learn. All right, guys, I hope that you enjoyed that video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe to my channel and leave me any comments, questions, concerns, critiques, anything you want down in the comments below. I love you guys, and I just wanted to say that I really appreciate you always being so sweet to me and being so good to me and just being another amazing support system for me, and I hope I am the same for you. I'm always here if you need me. I'll see you guys really soon.
That's just how it goes, but I'm not gonna think about it, 'cause it won't help anything at all.